Yo.
People of God, how are y'all?
Making it. Lyric took a bathroom break. She's kind of getting to that over stage.
All right.
Wait, can y'all see us?
No. The camera is off. We can hear you though.
Oh, there we go.
Right.
Start video.
There you go, right there. All right, let's start video.
There we go.
There we go. Let me put it. We can get some lighting better here. Hold on.
Let's go.
Podcast-A-Thon. Probably get officers. Yeah, you're right. Much better. Good, Hannah.
Yes. Hello.
You need to get you a seat. I mean, it's like the opposite.
Oh, no. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Weight of the egg.
You know what? We on time, but we was a little early when we checked in at first. But we didn't know if that was going to be okay or not.
You know what? Early is so much better. Okay, I'm admitting.
Oh, men of God.
There you go.
Oh, men of God.
Woman of God.
How are you?
Hello.
I see 1, 2, 3. There's 4. There's 5.
Yeah, the other two brothers should be joining in very soon. Sharon and Eric.
Hello, everyone.
Okay.
This side?
Good.
Brother Knight.
I'm trying to tell you the whole time you playing on live. Oh, yeah. Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. See you.
Cool. Good brother Eric. Anthony Rupert said to go there.
Good brother Eric. Eric, you don't got no better light than that.
Oh, my bad. No, you got to turn around, bud. Oh, my God.
Hey, I like that painting, good brother.
You see that joke, don't you?
I see it.
Hey, I feel like my light trash. You might got to switch the laptop around.
Cool laptop.
There.
Lyric, how are you feeling right now? I know it's been a while.
Listen, we in the home stretch. Like, y'all, I'm gonna be honest, like, I need y'all to be lit. I need y'all to be turned. No, for real. These are the last 2 hours. We've been up for I'm gonna be honest, we've been up for more than 22 hours. But I mean, we've been on air for 22 hours, but like, we've been up probably for like at least 36.
God damn. Jeez.
I had an 8 a.m. meeting with the execs and administrators, and then I did a podcast episode for 1801 Live with Yvonne Miller, who was the first student body vice president to be an African American woman, and that was an hour before the Podcast-A-Thon. And then Lyric was trying to figure out the link in order to make sure that the live stream would work, and like just checking everything. And so, yes, on air or on live 24 hours, but then after that.
Yeah, I woke up at 8:30 a.m. on Friday.
Can't do it.
So I've been up.
I've been working.
Then last night, the power went out in 21 Oaks.
We witnessed it.
Unfortunately.
It was a mess.
I thought Rashawn was playing with me while I was taking a shower. When I was taking a shower, I was like, bro, Rashawn, chill out, bro.
Let me. 21 Oaks playing with you.
It was a car. It was a rape.
They said it's on into a pole.
Yeah, I saw it.
Wow.
I love to play. But like people have been asking, they said, y'all got weighted 8 on here? I said,
Oh, shoot.
Who been asking about that?
Who been asking that?
Mariah and Derek, and who else was on here?
Amaya.
Well, y'all had everybody on here.
I ain't lying.
It's been a little bit everybody, but people was definitely asking. They said, not weighted 8. And I said, yes.
Hey, weighted 8 got to step
The
through.
official weighted 8.
Only famous people weird.
So for the people who are watching who, for some reason, do not know Weight of the 8 yet, if someone can please explain the podcast to everyone and give everyone an introduction, so if everyone can introduce themselves.
Wait, hold on. How many people are watching this right now? Do we know that or no?
I don't know.
Like, shit.
What is that?
They said about to find out, I think.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Sean, you gonna get the introduction? You gonna get
Yeah, I got you. I just wanted to see how many people was tuned in.
He watched it now, but it's like throughout the show.
But this is on YouTube too, so like it's a live stream on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean people have been jumping in and out throughout the show.
Oh, you lit.
Yeah.
Oh,
What is the way that?
Oh, okay, yeah. Let me get back to that. So basically, the way to 8 is basically, well, we always were talking about we wanted to start a podcast because we always felt like we had like some pretty like interesting or like deep conversations within each other, like within our friend group. And we always said we wanted to start one, but we always was kind of just like lollygagging on it or whatever. We actually had our first podcast last year around this time, like May 2019. But nobody knows that because we wasn't like
Established.
right. We
And
wasn't
that's
even.
okay. And that's okay.
We wasn't even taking it serious. We were just doing it just because it was something to do. But the name specifically, Way to the 8. I mean, we really wanted to do something like to highlight the state. I mean, 864, 803. What's the other one?
843.
843. Yeah,
That's the one we're from.
Chill out.
Our case before.
But yeah, we always felt like everybody from South Carolina, like no matter what specific
Area code.
field or area code they were in, that we're all slept on. So I feel like all of us have a certain responsibility to make the state or put the state at a certain level because I just feel like we slept on. So I feel like everybody from South Carolina carries that weight, the weight of the 8. So that's basically what it means.
Now that's
So are each of you guys from different area code locations in South Carolina, or is that just the overall theme of the podcast?
No. We all of us are from Florence. Well, or around Florence. Florence County, basically. We all went to school together. But in terms of, we just wanted basically to highlight the state. So all of us are basically from the 843, but we wanted to look out for like the entire state. Because basically 843, 864, 803, we're all the same basically. But you know.
Hey! Wait, no, we not.
Look,
Okay, well 843. I was trying to look out for y'all. I was trying to look out.
Anything
But
864. I don't know what she's going with.
I'm a real 803 woman of God.
All right. Oh.
But me talking, I'm Rashawn, if you don't know.
All right.
I'm Rashawn McClam. I'm a senior here. 5th year senior. One more semester to do in December, and I'll be finished.
Yes. Praise him.
2 majors, criminology major and criminal justice major, and political science.
They were trying to be funny at first, but you got 2 majors.
They were trying to be funny. I got 2.
Who was trying to be funny?
Got 2.
Just people that are trying to be funny.
Got 2. But that's me. Y'all boys can introduce yourself.
Pastor Ravenel McClown.
Hello, everyone that is tuned in. How are you guys doing tonight? Well, my name is... You know, I'm the pastor tonight, whether it's in the daytime or not.
No matter what time it is.
Right, it's 12 o'clock in the day tonight. So tonight, my name is Joanne Ravenel McClam. I am from Florence, South Carolina,
Yes.
like they said. And I'm 2 MA senior. Not 2 majors though, just 1. And that's about
That's
it.
okay. That's all right.
That's okay. I'm not going to speak.
My name's Marquise Wadman. I'm a computer engineering major, senior, as Juwan Ravenel McClam is. We're both graduating in May. Praise God, hallelujah. I'm again from Florence, South Carolina. Went to South Florence. I'm actually the latest initiate of the Way to 8. I came
Not initiate.
the latest initiate of the Way to 8. I came my sophomore year of high school, and you know these boys welcomed me in with open arms. But that's a little bit about me. I have only 1 major. I dropped my business major because I didn't want to stay in school any longer than I was already staying here. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Oh, yeah, you want to go last? All right. Cool. I got it. My name is Sharon Knight.
Got that line, man.
Trigger Trey, you know. But I'm from Florence, South Carolina. We all grew up together. I do not go to UofSC. Me and the boys, we split up after we graduated high school. I went to the military. I did 4 years in the Marine Corps. Got out. I'm currently a deputy sheriff at the Orangeburg County Sheriff's Office.
Yes.
So that's a little bit about me. You know, just the dad of the group. You know, kind of.
He is the dad of the group, though.
Go ahead, Eric.
Hey everybody, excuse my lighting. I'm in Society Hill, so this is the best I got with the jump.
Well, you got that big old hoodie on.
All you got to do is revert. Go to the other side. That's all you got to do.
But yeah, so unlike these guys, I go to Charleston Southern University. 5th year senior myself, studying political science. I aspire to be something one day. Still always working on to figure out what that is. But I'm just trying to get my degree, keep it pushing. So
I meant to throw in there too. I'm getting my degree in criminal justice, so I forgot to throw in there. I forgot we throwing out degrees.
Go back and do that in there. Go back and throw it in there.
We're all in school.
Educated.
So, Hannah, have you ever listened to the podcast?
I've listened to the first episode, but
Wow. Wait, did you like the
She's
episode?
very busy.
I did, and you guys know, like, even when we were on campus, especially, Jamal side.
So long ago.
Like, y'all are just hilarious in general. Like, I knew once I saw, first of all, the photo shoot. Like, I didn't even know what y'all had planned, but y'all were posting those photos. And I was
We didn't know either.
I was like, something crazy is about to happen. And then you guys have a podcast. I was like, oh, okay, for real. First episode, hilarious. And so, yes, I do. We have a pandemic right now. We've been talking about the negative parts about it, which I know y'all can probably talk to. But it's also a time, like, there's nothing, like, I can catch up on the podcast. So, give me a couple, I need to sleep in 2 hours. But give me a week or two, and then I'm going to text y'all.
Bet.
We'll do that.
Let us know what you think about it. Lyric, have you been listening?
I listened to the first episode. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Y'all started the first episode?
Well, at least they listened to the first one.
Hey, at least you're telling the truth.
I was trying to I was gonna listen to more, but the thing is, like, I had to go record an episode of my own podcast.
Right.
Patchwork Feminist.
Patchwork.
And listen, next week is the last week of me being host of the Patchwork Feminist. So, after that, I'll listen to everybody's podcast. Actually,
we got to get you on. We got to get you on the official episode of the Way to
Before you retire.
Well, no, I'm not retired. I'm just gonna be done with that podcast. I think I might start a different one, of me being with a real job, like a big girl and stuff. You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see. But that means I got buy equipment and stuff. But we'll see and stuff. But I really enjoy podcasting. It's been really therapeutic for me. I used to go into the studio and just go off. But and now I record Peter's room, but I really loved it. So I don't know how the experience has been for y'all, but it's been super therapeutic for me, and I've learned so much about myself and other people. And then being able to do something like this, I didn't know when I started the podcast in August, I didn't know what it was going to turn into. It was really just for something for me to fool around in the booth and just have a little side project. But I didn't know it would ever turn into a Podcast-A-Thon and raising thousands of dollars and stuff. So kind of cool.
Nah, for real.
Right now we have raised. Wait, where's my phone at?
Uh-oh.
We are at
Get a drum roll in there.
3,465.
How much?
3,000?
Sheesh.
Wrap
it up.
And let me make sure that nothing changed, because that was the last time. I haven't checked in 25 minutes. Yeah,
okay.
that's still accurate. So 3,465.
That's legit.
That's love.
That's what's up.
That's love.
Yeah.
Doing it for a good cause. Doing it for a good cause. I'm telling you that.
Right now, it's the only cause.
And that's a word. There literally is nothing better to do.
Yeah.
Except for sleep in 2 hours, but there's really nothing better to do. So what do you? I know, even though I haven't listened to all of your episodes, I read through a lot of your episode titles and descriptions and things of that nature. So I know y'all talk a lot about music and just life in general. But what's your favorite episode that you've recorded so far of your podcast?
My personal favorite episode?
Yeah, you can go first.
My favorite episode would probably have to be the Q&A, honestly. When we did the Q&A episode, that was really a time for us to really engage with our listeners and really get a feel for what they want us to talk about. I feel like that was one of our more engaging ones, and I think that's one of the ones that probably got the most love out of all the 7 that we recorded so far. So the Q&A had to be my favorite one, personally.
I probably would have to say Coronication, which is probably
It's the first one.
It's the first one technically that y'all see, but it's probably the 4th or 5th podcast that we recorded, probably. But I feel like that's probably my favorite one so far, because I feel like that was the one where we got a lot of love for, and that was the one where I was like, oh, shoot, we actually can do this for real, not just like be playing around with it or whatever. But in my opinion, that was my favorite one.
For me, I feel like it's a mix between Q&A and Chronication. Just as Chronication felt like, I don't know, it just felt good. Like when we were doing it, it felt natural. I was like, I knew it was gonna be like, this is gonna be a really good one, and it was our best one. Then Q&A was good because I felt like it just flowed well. Like we all were putting in a lot of stuff, and then it's what the people wanted. Like they asked questions and we answered. So.
What was I about? I was just about to say, when I first started, I remember my first couple episodes were so stiff because, like, I used to write everything out, like questions I was going to ask each guest, etc. And like, I remember Charles said, "Stop doing that," and like, I was like, he was just like, "You sound too stiff." He was just like, he was just like, "You need to stop rehearsing everything and just go in there and just like, I mean, just you can have like a basic framework and just kind of like." Just going off, like sometimes like I'm going to the studio, so like when Charles did shot on his last episode, he ended up, wait, Hannah's gone?
Yeah, Hanna left. I noticed that. I didn't want to say that.
Oh,
She probably had a business call.
You want to be on one?
There she go.
That's right.
Our vice president is very busy.
I was like, where she been? But yeah, I just remember he shot last time, and like it was like February, and he was like, "So what we recording about?" I said, "I ain't even got a topic." I said, we ain't got no topic, no script. You told me you want me to be loose. We about to be real.
That's the best podcast to be right there.
And it was really great. Like we just kind of like went there and just kind of I forgot what we talked about. We just kept talking, So I really enjoyed like kind of like just going in there and being myself rather than trying to be overly structured. But like hopping off podcasting real quick. I think like we've been able to talk to like a lot of like university officials about this, like, but how do y'all feel like as students about like what happened yesterday regarding like the cookout?
Well, I didn't really believe it was happening when I was first in it, because we were actually like, did we just finish our podcast?
We was recording it.
We was in the middle of the podcast.
Yeah, we was about to start. Because I was in the cookout before we started.
Yeah, it was about to start.
We were recording this. Me and Hanna were in here, like recording this.
So I was in it when it started, and it was just like El Doggins playing like he always does, like with the live. And then all of a sudden you just start hearing the N word over and over and over. But it sounded like a robot, so it didn't sound like a person. It just sounded like a robot saying it. Yeah, like just saying it. And then the images were just coming from everywhere. I was like, what is going on? But I didn't realize like how big it was until like how we all came together and just went in on Twitter and all the social media platforms. And then our president, Bob Castro, released a statement. I said, okay, so we up there.
He was on here earlier today, and he said these are the things that are happening going forward. He said like,
not y'all have Bob on here.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's already been on. He said that I don't want to get it wrong. He said that one has been referred to University IT, and they've been in contact with Zoom. They're trying to track IP addresses. Has been referred to the vice president.
I saw that.
And diversity, inclusion, and equity. And so like it was a full investigation. They've been talking to equal opportunities and stuff, equal opportunity programs and things of that nature. So the university is launching a full-fledged investigation, and so that's what he said. And it's actually a very detailed plan, but he went ahead and told us that today. We wasn't even talking about that. And
All right.
He said, I want to address it. He said, all right.
I need to
Bob
stop
said
this.
he said he here for now.
Bob said he's not
He
playing.
said, I will answer your question, but I need to stop this real quick.
Oh,
Shoot.
Bob said I gotta address something real quick.
That I want to speak on it, okay?
Right.
That I'm going to speak
Bob
on
is
it.
not playing.
Disappointed but not surprised.
Right.
That
Here's a summary of it.
was my.
I've heard this happen, like, I think in the past 5 years, this has been like a thing that's happened once or twice, I feel like, for you guys.
Yeah, it's just like in a different way. Because like I remember my freshman year or sophomore year was on Yik Yak, which is like the little anonymous app. But they like we were in, it was the same thing. It was the cookout, and they were just like, look at the monkeys on Green Street or something like that.
I remember that.
I'm about to go get some bananas and throw it at them. But like nobody ever came. But that was just anonymous. But we never figured out who that was because it was Yik Yak.
Yeah, that was my senior year. I remember seeing that in the news.
Mm-hmm.
Sheesh.
Yeah, we have a little bit of annual racism every year.
Yeah.
Typically, it's about like it's usually either for the cookout or always around MLK Day, like somewhere around MLK Day or going into Black History Month. Somewhere There's always spring in the spring.
We have both.
Yeah, we get a little bit of everything.
I mean, but it definitely show you that we stick together and like, maturity wise, we don't let that affect us. We like, really? Like, that's what y'all gonna do? And then, if they do it, then they do it. I mean, we can't stop them from doing it. But, we can stand up and stick together and, like MLK said, we coming close arm to arm, but we marching for us. We doing this for us. I mean, this ain't for them. I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, if that's how they feel about the situation, then hey, you got a right to feel what you feel. Is it right? In our opinion, no. But I mean, like I said, it's good that we stand up as mature as we are, as young as we are, and we making a difference by not retaliating and doing this stuff. Yeah, we voicing our opinion and our word, but
I want to put two hands on them and give a good shake.
I want to go to Malcolm X trial. I ain't gonna lie, because it's happening too often.
I'm too old to be stirring stuff up, but I did get a little tempted. But the thing is, like, you can't find nobody. Like, I mean, you ain't got names, you nothing.
But
they hide behind the screen.
The thing about it, when we
IP
get
address.
When we get these names or specific
That's what I'm gonna act on.
people, then I feel like we can handle situations. But I mean, if you're gonna do something that this is like Sharon said, this is their right to do. If they want to do it, that's fine. They can do it. But if you're gonna do it, don't hide behind the screen and do it. Don't hide behind like a fake Abby and do it. If you're gonna do it, do it. Like,
and if we figure out the names, you should be exposed. Like Mom used to tell us, if we act up in the store, where you act up at is where you get it.
I'm telling you.
You act up in the store, you're gonna get it in the store. You act up at home, you're gonna get it at home. So if you wanna act up on Twitter, you're gonna get it on Twitter.
I think it is like that really just shows like how people are. Like, I feel like people really show their true selves when they feel like they can't be seen. Like, if you really think that no one's gonna know who you are, that's really you showing your true self, and that's really gonna like say more of your character and like you're really gonna express yourself. And you think no one can see you. That's how I look at it. And like this Zoom thing, this really is their perfect opportunity. They felt like to really like showcase or like really express like how they really feel about it. Even though doing it before, I felt like it was on like a bigger scale.
You know how much you gotta be to hot. Like I'm talking about. Zoom.
You went to the Triple S page, found the code, did all that stuff. Like,
you really took time out your day to do that.
Out of everything, the AAAS cookout, out of everything that's going on right.
That shows you how threatened they are by us,
and how I was.
That's all it is.
What I will say is that, like, I have been very pleased with, I think, how other organizations on campus have been like reacting.
Yeah.
Like, it's been plenty of times at USC where I've seen like other leaders on campus like be like, I don't want to get too political, or I don't want to pick sides, or things like that. But like, a lot of people that I've seen a lot of organizations just flat out saying like, nah, like this wrong, we standing. Like College Dems released a statement. I said,
what's right is right, wrong is wrong. That's exactly. Like, first of all, you're in college and you're playing politics already. Like, that kind of shows you what kind of character you're gonna have going on. Yeah. It's a question of morality, honestly.
Speaking of politics, I don't know. Have y'all ever discussed that on the show?
Not in depth.
Did we? No.
Not in depth. We glanced over it a few times, but that's about it.
We talk about when when Bernie left, like
when Trump started giving out his checks. Like we make fun of politics. We don't really talk about politics.
Right.
Yeah, because politics is leading to a whole nother realm of stuff.
Politics brings out the worst in people.
Yes, but that's kind of my world. So I'm very interested to hear your perspective. Like, how do you feel about the political climate? And like, I've seen a lot of people on Twitter be like, I ain't voting, or things like that nature, blah blah blah. But like, what do you think about like today's political climate? Like, do you feel a need to like vote? Do you feel like you need to get involved? Like, have you ever gotten involved in politics, or like, what does that look like?
Well, me, being that is one of my majors, you see how I do that anyway. Yeah. But I feel politics brings out the worst in us, but I don't want to say the worst in us. I feel like my politics can bring out the worst in certain people, but I feel like for effective change and for effective things to happen, we need politics for it to happen. So in terms of like voting, I think a lot of us, and probably a lot of us from our community, we only vote once every 4 years. And that is a huge problem, especially when we talking about I know a lot of people in my family. We always talk about like the local problems. Like we got this going on in Florida. We got this over here on Celebration. Got all these potholes in the road. That's a road in Florence, but stuff like that. We always like complain about things, and we have the solution to fix those things, and we don't do anything about it. Like we need to start voting in our local elections because those mean more at certain times than the other elections do. So I feel like we need to do that. We need to pay more closer attention to it. What y'all doing?
He said drop your Twitter handles.
Oh
Yeah. I want to make sure I'm ready. But one thing that I've heard before is that Black people are typically like there are offensive votes and there are defensive votes. So a lot of times when there are defensive votes, like I think sometimes Black people, those are typically the people you'll see vote, once every 4 years, and like, just feel like whatever I got to do, like the lesser of two evils, but nobody's really excited to vote. Like you not voting because you do like somebody, you vote because you don't like somebody. And it's kind of like a defensive vote. I mean, but typically I think offensive votes are honestly midterm elections and those municipal elections and those city council elections and things. And we don't do that enough. Like we just simply don't do that enough. And so I'm not gonna ask like how often y'all vote, but did y'all vote in the primary? Did you vote in the primary?
I did not.
Yeah, I did.
You said you did.
I did. I mean, I was kind of like on the opposite. I was going to talk about this after I finished talking about the politics. I really don't get involved in politics all that much, and I honestly feel that I'm not going to say my vote doesn't matter, but kind of like after Trump got elected, Trump got voted into office, I feel like it really was a fact of the matter that my vote doesn't count because, as you probably know, Hillary won the popular vote, but because of electoral college, something that we had no control over, I had no input on. Trump got elected or got put in office through that, so it kind of made me feel like, what's the point? Almost. I know it's not a good way to feel, but I mean, if the results that I put in or the effort I'm putting in, I don't get the results I expect, it's kind of like, why put in the effort? You know what I'm saying?
And I feel like we're about to enter into an atmosphere where the country's going to be in flux, and if we don't make a decision as far as voting, as far as the presidents and these other elections that follow subsequent after that, then we're just going to dig ourselves into a deeper hole. So now would probably be the time to actually buckle down, do some research, get active, and vote.
I think like our younger generation, I think not enough younger guys and gals are involved in politics, and I think they don't want to be. And it's probably because they don't know and probably because they don't want to. They feel like it's probably too much to deal with and handle at the time. But like I said, knowledge is power. Like the more you know is the better you'll have an understanding of situations that's going on in this world. And like I said, we always talk about, what's going on. We have our debates about, what we think is best for America and, what's going on, with all these other foreign countries and stuff like that. Like I said, that's the big thing with us. We were told and we were brought up to hey, make yourself aware of these things. And, we try to pass that to, some of our friends and our peers to get into it because, like I said, it's, power in numbers. Like I said, the more people you have, the more people that you have vote and make a difference. Like at the end of the day, we'll get to where we need to go. I mean, it's a lot of people complaining about, we don't like 45, we don't like, what he's doing. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to have you taking it to the polls and stepping out there and saying, hey, I understand why I'm here. Not just vote just to vote, but understand who you put in office, what, change they're going to try to make, and understand, what are they going to do for the people. So,
and then in addition to just voting, a lot of students, even college students specifically, forget about even filling out the form for the census, so completing the census and how crucial that is. That's literally how government officials figure out ways or decisions, make huge decisions on how resources are allocated, how money is allocated to different communities. So every person needs to be accounted for, and a lack of attendance in the census could really detriment the resources allocated to certain communities. So that as well. This year is just a big year. So presidential election, of course, local elections. Specifically for South Carolina, we have a few big national seats elections that are going to be huge, and then the census. So this is just a prime year for change.
Big year.
all the congressional seats. I think that I have a very interesting perspective. So, like, growing up, I didn't really see politics as accessible. Like, not, like, don't get me wrong, like, my grandma and my mom always taught me to vote, but, like, it was really only like presidential elections. Mm-hmm. Every 4 years, and that's really it, kind of. And I didn't even realize, I didn't get interested in politics until my junior year here at UofSC, and honestly, really not until the summer. And I think because I was realizing, like, it's so many people that we hear that are involved in so much and are doing things at such a young age. And I said that when we were talking to an earlier guest, I was talking to Taylor, Lauren Harper, and Corey Alford, and we were talking about how, like, there were 23-year-olds, like, really kind of like running the state house and things of that nature, and like really doing that type of work. And like, there's so much more power than you think. I went to SC Democratic Weekend for the first time, like, summer, and it kind of really opened my eyes. It was just like, to be black and Democrat and a Democrat in South Carolina is like it's power that I didn't realize that was a thing. And just because, like, people, all those presidential campaigns, like, they were literally looking for black people to work on their campaigns. I mean, like, especially black college students, black Greeks, like, basically begging some people to come onto their campaigns, which I thought was so interesting because, like, I grew up believing, like, that, I mean, there was just really no place for any of us, like, right. Like, this political theme. So I think, like, don't get me wrong, like, some things are still very hard, but, like, I think my perspective has shifted a lot over the past year, just because I've been able to see, like, somebody said earlier, Joteka Edie, I don't know if y'all ever heard of her, but she was the first black female student body president, and she was just like, you can't be what you can't see. And I think, like, there's just so much representation. A lot of these people are, like, former USC students, I mean, all, like, native South Carolinians, and I mean, some super small towns, and, like, really are making a difference. That, like, a lot of times we just really don't know that they exist. Like, and it's the shame, but it's really just the truth. So
that's a fact. I definitely agree.
But you can put I'm about to put that. I'll put your podcast link in the YouTube stream. Because the chat only we can see. I was about to say, I don't know what you're doing with that, but I'll post it.
Well, it's there if you need it.
Yeah, I'm gonna post it in the.
Out of all of the episodes that you guys have recorded, which one by far is probably your favorite?
We already asked.
I want to hear.
Well, Sharon and Eric.
Yeah, I think
Sharon and Eric didn't answer, so they can answer.
Okay, good. I was like, dang, my phone went out.
For me, I would say my it's kind of like a tie between it, but it would be the Q&A, and one of our most recent ones, it was Note to Self, Stay True to Self. For the Q&A, I feel like we were engaged with the audience a little bit more. I think, like, that was our most interactive episode, and we were asked certain questions. We gave our output on it, and I think we vibed and flowed well with it. For Note to Self, Stay True to Self, I think we were more vulnerable in that episode. Like, we really opened up and discussed some real hard topics that a lot of people wouldn't expect from us. And I think the audience definitely appreciated that, and they want more of that stuff. They wanted to see, what, from a male perspective, like, how are we in a vulnerable state? And I think we definitely portrayed that in all forms and cases and whatnot. But passing on the air.
Well, I think for me was one of the early ones we did on our other platform. It was a 2020 Clear. I feel like for us, that was the one where we were like, wow, like, we could really do this. Like, I feel like we get transparent. Like you said, we were vulnerable. And we really just kind of set the tone for what we wanted out of the podcast. I just remember us walking out of there and we were like, are we going to be serious this time? Like, for real? And here we are.
And then I know, I don't know what all y'all talked about during that time when my Wi-Fi went out, but for Lyric, she mentioned earlier, like, Dawn Staley was on her bucket list for, like, people to come on her podcast, and Dawn came on earlier, well, yesterday. But do you guys have, like, someone on your bucket list that would join Way to the 8 for a podcast episode, and then what would the topic be? Who would it be and what would the topic be?
For me, well, go ahead.
No, you got it.
I was about to say for me, I like college basketball, so I was thinking like John Morant just because he's from South Carolina. Like, he's
That's a good.
up there.
That's a really
That's
good.
a wish list for me.
I think
I want to have a local artist on our podcast, maybe someone that a lot of people don't know of. Not even a local artist. I want an artist from the Carolinas, like maybe The Baby, or a producer from the Carolinas, Jetson, Pierre Bourne. I want to have like some musical influence on our podcast because, you know, me and Rashawn, like all of us really watch a lot of music interviews, so we just want to get to know the ins and outs of like how someone would think, or like what's the those struggles with what they overcome, like making music in the Carolinas, because a lot of people sleep on Carolina music, but that's not something I'm getting. Like, we're not talking about that in this podcast, but you know.
No, actually, no. I'm about to speak on that real quick. I didn't really listen to South Carolina people's music when I was growing up, except for Speaker Knockers. I think we all listen to Speaker Knockers.
Yeah,
but, like,
legend.
Now, I really do listen to like 803 music, like, and like, if DZ ever gets out of jail, can y'all have him on the show?
It's going up.
yeah.
DZ is going up, bro.
DZ McDuffie, yes sir.
Going up.
So somebody has asked me. I've gotten a request.
Not a request.
You are welcome to say no if you would like, but this is a request. The Big Stepper would like to join.
Not the Big Stepper.
Please tell him if he gonna come on, don't be acting fool.
I don't know if he know how to do it any other way.
Well.
Just go ahead and try.
You gonna go all out?
The Big Stepper.
All out. Y'all only got. Y'all trying to stay away, can't you?
Little do y'all
25.
know we already got the Big Stepper, but
Listen, I couldn't sleep.
see.
I could not sleep the other night, and like I just see Marquise and Jonathan Brown. I'm talking about showing out.
See, I wasn't showing out. I was trying to contain it.
No, you would no. I'm not gonna lie, Marquise. I'm really glad because we've never really gotten to talk. You are an enabler. You are an enabler.
I'm an enabler.
You're an enabler. You are, bro.
You are an enabler.
How?
And then you know what? I am too.
Explain.
Explain. Hey, expand on it. You can't just say that and
Expound.
just did it.
Yeah, you are an enabler of Jonathan Brown.
I don't enable. Listen, y'all kind of confused when I speak my opinion on something, and it just so happens that it fits the opinion of someone else. I'm not enabling them. I'm disagreeing and pointing out my point of view. I won't say I'm enabling Jonathan Brown. I probably could stop him a lot of time when he gets out of pocket, but I just don't. I like to see Jonathan Brown get loose.
The raw
And that, my friend, is enabling.
She ain't learned nothing I said is wrong.
She said that is enabling.
I think that no, but seriously, I was trying to get to bed because I was just like, you know what, I really just need to go to sleep because I know I'm gonna be up, but I just could not stop laughing because you know what, actually, I want to ask you about that. How do y'all feel about those girls who got like kind of like embarrassed about with the draft and stuff?
What's it?
Say that again, please.
The girl was
They got snatched.
Them girlfriends.
Oh.
Let's not say girlfriends because we don't know if they're still together or not. Let's just say
Whoever.
Lady friends.
Yeah.
It just sounded like they didn't know their place. That's what it sounded like.
I mean, when Mama said get up, you got to get up.
You gotta get up.
When Mama said come on, you got to move, and you
That's her house.
You got to snatch her up real quick.
That's her house.
It could have been worse, but she just grabbed her up. She could have cussed her out on live, but she didn't.
She could have got the belt.
She said, and she stayed there. You should have got
For
her.
the other girl, I mean, sometimes you can't, grab the phone, especially the camera on you. I mean, you grab the phone, you snatch it like you about to answer. The man was like, nah, let me get that.
I'm not gonna lie, I've never been so embarrassed on behalf of another person in my life.
That was
bad.
That one was bad.
What would you do? That was
She said, I said, ooh, no, baby.
And her mom and the mom on the other side was like looking like
it looked like
there's a lot going on in that whole image. But
I think the dragon one was worse.
what you said? All right, John.
Shoot.
I hope y'all know what y'all just did. I hope y'all know what y'all just did.
No, I'm gonna keep it chill today. I'm gonna keep it chill.
All right. Jonathan Brown. Wait, what shirt do you got on right now? I need to see that.
Oh, the Faithful is the New Blood shirt.
Jonathan Brown.
A black man don't cheat.
All right.
Dude.
You go for the brothers.
How are you doing today, man of God?
I'm living my best life.
That was about to be a past 2 weeks ago.
So I asked them earlier, but how did you feel about like the events that happened yesterday?
We addressed it in the episode tomorrow. You'll hear it tomorrow.
He ain't giving nothing out for free. I know that's right.
So we addressed it earlier.
So I got a question, Lyric and Hannah. If y'all was in those situations of those females, or those girls that was in the NFL draft, like how would y'all react if that was done to y'all?
We knew y'all wouldn't do it.
It wouldn't have
I'm
been.
honest.
It wouldn't have.
Oh, I would have never done it.
Yeah. Like, that's a huge deal.
I would never took his phone. And I'm going to be honest, knowing me, it's not even like trying to hide, but it's like, I wouldn't have wanted to be in the camera.
Yeah,
because
I feel that.
as soon as you're in the camera, like, you make yourself a target. And, like, you are a target. And, like, sometimes what's understood, I hate to say this, but sometimes what's understood don't got to be explained. Like, I would have been in the kitchen. Like, it's not like I wouldn't have been there, but, like, it's just certain things I wouldn't have set myself up to be a target like that. That ain't the moment. Like, if you, and I feel like sometimes, like, some things are stupid, like you're trying to assert your dominance. If you see ESPN in the corner of the living room, I just want to venture out on a limb and say, maybe don't take his phone. Like, I know it sounds crazy.
Yeah, like he was getting drafted at that very moment. Like, she could have picked a worse time.
Yeah, you could have waited.
The phone thing, that was 100% on her, but and the other, I mean, she should have felt. Maybe she didn't feel that tap, but that tap should have felt her to get up. But in my I don't think I would have just automatically been like, no, I'm in the kitchen. Like, my mindset, if I'm dating this guy and he wants me to sit beside him, then I mean, who would have imagined the mom would have just dragged, like, you know? So something had to have gone on. If my man
So you said
is
something
trying to
happened
get
before
drafted to the NFL, if my man trying to get drafted to the NFL, I would sit beside him, graceful, classy. I mean, give a hug. I mean, she was holding on, like,
She was doing, but she was covering.
it would have been a 1, 2, 3, and then because there's a lot of people in the room.
She was
The
grabbing.
phone situation, never.
There's certain things that I think that you have to factor into account too. I think that one, how long you've been in the relationship. It's a difference if, like, so let's say you are a senior in college and you're getting drafted, and this girl has been with you since you were like maybe a freshman or sophomore in high school. She family.
Yeah.
Like, okay, like, that's different. But I mean, if this is somebody you've only been dating for, I think, a couple months, or I mean, like, even I would say, like, you know, less than a year. Especially somebody who you've been dating only once you were popping. I was
Right.
I say that moment is for you and your family. I would say the people who have. That's why I would say I would have just kind of sat off to the side. I wouldn't have wanted to be in the camera.
But that's on the family, and that's on the person getting drafted. Like, it's not like I don't know what their situation was. A lot of people were in the wrong, but clearly, or my thought, if I was sitting beside whoever the person is getting drafted, like, he would have had to ask me. It's not like me, hey, let me sit beside you, but like, he would have had to ask me.
Yes.
I really appreciate you, and I know this is a big moment. I've been like working hard my whole life for this. My family's here, and I want you by my side. That's the only way I could think.
Because I feel like the mama she shouldn't have grabbed her. Like, I feel like she did it. Like, and that's her house. But at the end of the day, I would have been, if I was him, I would have met my mom at the end of the day. Because now the light is not on me getting drafted. The light is on you getting dragged by girl. Like, that's all I've been seeing on Twitter.
I do believe in equal opportunity. So, like, if I felt like I should have, if I truly felt like I should have been there right next to him in that moment, I don't care if she your mama. You ain't gonna embarrass me on TV. She would have got smacked. And
that would have been true, and that would have been another huge extreme.
And here's the
that would have been really bad.
At that point, it's already a problem. But here's the thing: it's just a game of like, who gonna get embarrassed the most?
Yeah, because she got embarrassed.
Got definitely embarrassed.
It won't just be me. You will not.
Yeah, your face got, and her face.
But she let her drag her. She could have fought back. She let her.
She's gonna fight back on national TV.
I mean, because you ain't gonna fight mama. Come on.
I mean, not fight back, but she could. I mean, you could have felt the lip and then like get your arms off from under.
Mark your legs down, or something like that. Like, I mean, like, you know, right now.
Yeah, like it was too dramatic. Like
it was real dramatic.
on now.
And only her face is in it. Her mom face
wasn't
wasn't
on to
even
the
in.
chair.
Her mom face was
I would have held on to the chair and I'd be like, I'm gonna get up. And then
I feel like he should have initiated potentially, like I said, because that's his moment. So like, if he wanted to turn around and say,
he could have been like, bang. You, it's ways you can work around that.
But they would have did it all on national TV, like that whole side conversation and whatnot. They would have did all that.
They should have discussed that before they got there.
But you wouldn't
They
expect
need to do this
mama to
virtual
that.
draft more often. This is entertaining. It's very entertaining.
I ain't lying. It's gonna be memes all out there.
Oh, I can't wait for the NBA draft.
Yeah.
Oh my God. No, let this be a lesson to all the NBA wives, girlfriends, baby mamas, all that. This is the lesson for them.
Go ahead, Jonathan. Go ahead.
This was a trial run, okay?
Not the NFL draft, it's a trial run.
That was a trial.
But Eric. Hey, but kind of switch the subject a little bit. Lyric and Hanna, I would like to know what are some topics y'all would like to hear from us? Because I know a lot of our audience are what I'm trying to say this.
A lot of honestly, I would.
What you say, Sean?
No,
I was saying a lot of our demographic are females. So I was saying, like, I know because we've heard from some people they don't really care for us to talk about music. I mean, they hear us talk about it, but that's not something they like really want to hear us talk about. So what are some topics or certain things y'all would like us to discuss, like in the future podcasts?
You want to go, Hanna?
It doesn't matter. I was gonna say stories, like Pat, especially because you guys kind of grew up together. You're from like the same area. Just past stories that you think are hilarious. I know y'all have them every day.
Didn't I say that?
No, story time. Literally a story time, but make it detailed. Like everyone give their own perspective. One of those stories where you think it happened this way, it happened this way, or are you something like that? Oh my gosh, yeah.
Sounds good.
Talking about relationships from y'all perspective, I think that y'all are successful, educated black men.
Wow.
I think like
thank you.
That, yes.
Hello.
I think talking from that perspective of just like what does especially like now, like all of us are on our way. Except for Hanna, but we're all on our way out of college for the most part. So like, what are you looking for in an adult, in a real adult relationship? I mean, if you're not in one, like then like what do you look for in a real adult relationship? Do ambitious men actually want ambitious women? And how does that really work? Like, can you both be like at the top of your game? Like, can you two? Like, what sacrifices are you willing to make to have quote unquote it all? So,
right.
I think y'all could talk about a lot of stuff.
That's some good topics right there.
But definitely switch it up though. So like that's a huge topic that will never get over what Lyric said, but also anyone can speak on it. But it's still a topic that will never, especially to like women. But story time, someone else is gonna have your stories, and so like making sure both of them like intersecting both of them, then yeah, that's a podcast.
Man,
I know.
We definitely touched on some stories. Like I know we talked about Sharon. We don't talk about me and Q Little Beef. Like we touch on a lot. So
yeah, we give it to people. It'll be a funny episode. Definitely, and for the relationship ones, we kind of hit on that one on the Note to Self one. If y'all want to check that out, go to Anchor and then listen to the Note to Self one. We really dove into like the vulnerability in a relationship, sacrifices and those things that y'all pointed out. We definitely dove into that. That was the real.
Yes, bro. You shed a tear, ain't it?
Huh?
You shed a tear, ain't it?
I ain't shed a tear. Don't like that.
He was close.
that was podcasting right there.
Hey, that was a deep one though. That was deep.
I've never cried on the podcast. Now that's one thing I've never done.
Me neither.
Either.
I think that I might cry probably next week. For my last episode, maybe.
Yeah.
How many episodes?
I'm recording this over Zoom, so I say edit it out before I put the tears on air. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Right. I feel that.
Lyric, how many episodes have you done?
I don't know how much content is going to be able to come from this alone. This is 24 hours, and so like Brendan is going to have to go in and like edit like this down. Let's see. On the account currently, there were 15 episodes in season 1.
Yeah.
And then there have so far been 11 episodes in season 2. So 26.
Wow. Solid.
So there will be at least 28. So it'll be the highlight episode from this, and then there will be like my final episode. So
I really need to catch up on a few episodes too.
Jonathan,
I've seen the majority of them.
No, Jonathan Brown. I would also like to say you have been such a faithful supporter of the Patchwork Feminist.
Bruh.
Jonathan Brown is
Jonathan, bruh.
He's a loyal supporter.
And I will say this. I may not always agree with you, but I truly believe that you are one of the most involved students in Black UofSC, period. Like, you always there. We may not like what you say sometimes when you get there, but you are literally always there, and you're never scared to say exactly what you think.
I ain't never scared. What?
What? And you know what? And some people just play it too safe. But I mean, like you've been so supportive of the podcast. I've been able to be on your podcast, Reality Roundtable, me and Jawan.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, it's like,
Rashawn's been on 2 episodes too.
What was it?
Jonathan, what is your favorite episode of the Patchwork Feminist? Or favorite guest, or whatever. I mean, you might not remember the name.
Probably Raquan and Javen.
Now that one was ignorant.
I need to listen to that.
I need to listen to that too if that's what you recommend.
Do you want to know how that one came out? So like, the thing is, this is how I took, like I said, when I first started podcasting, I used to be so strict. I would like plan out, I had a schedule. I would like invite guests like weeks in advance and things of that nature. And by the end of that semester, the way that life was hitting me, I didn't care about none of that. So I remember one time I was walking from Charles's office. I said, listen, I got to shoot my podcast in 15 minutes. I ain't got no guest. And I said, I'm about to go in the studio and just do what it do. Javen was sitting in Charles' office at the moment. He said, I ain't got nothing to do in 15 minutes. I said, okay, cool. You trying to be on the show, I guess. And so like, then me and Javen walking, cutting through Panera and heading to the elevator to go up to the 3rd floor to record. Yeah. And then we cutting through Raekwon sitting at the Black UofSC table and, just talking, doing whatever it is that Raekwon does.
Right.
And then Raekwon said, Javen said, you want Raekwon to come on? I said, one is a strong word, but I said like, I said one is a strong word, but I said like, I don't really mind. I said like, at this point, we just winging everything. So like, Javen yells across Russell House, "Hey Raekwon, you want to be on a podcast?" And I said, "Oh my God, and so like Raekwon said, "Okay." And then like we just go up there and then just start talking. And then like Raekwon tried to play shy at first, and then like and then he just starts talking. By the end of the episode, he started being his natural problematic. So, and it was great. And I really enjoyed it. Is that Juwan McClam leaving?
Hey, Juwan, tell the people about before you leave.
Yeah, tell people about before you get out there.
Man of God.
I'm an essential worker now, so I have to look.
I'm essential worker. Okay.
Look, I'm on the battlefield fighting.
You got your mask?
I got my mask on my head.
I'm not trying to hold you from your check, King. I just wanted to say goodbye.
And I want to say bye too. All right, and we stay open till 11, unlike these other like regular stores. Food Line stays open late.
I'll be open till 6:30.
No, come to 10:30.
Stay safe out there.
I got to work tonight.
So, Lyric, how have you been growing your podcast? Like, what's been like your secret formula for like getting like new listeners or like maintaining like your audience?
For me personally, it's all about. I realize that the realer that I am, the better it comes across. Like a lot of people, like had a very like image. They had a very like distinct image of me. Like a lot of people thought like I was kind of like stuck up, uptight, and like just like the student government girl who feel like just kind of like I'm not basically what I am. So so I think in the podcast I got to like really be like more myself. Like I'm really just a regular schmegler. I like to laugh. I like to clown a lot. And just like talk about like my life experiences and how I grew up and like my experiences at the university. I mean, like, and what my leadership experiences really look like. So like during elections, like dealing with, I mean, sometimes subliminal racism, sexism, misogyny, classism, a lot of the things I've had to deal with throughout my time at the university, like things that have stressed me out, anxiety, depression, things of those nature. So I've realized that the more I open up, the more people really relate to the content. Like people ain't trying to listen to somebody pretend. Like they can do that themselves. Like you can lie to yourself. Like, you know, like people ain't trying to hear you just give them a cookie cutter version of yourself. And like, you just tell them, oh my gosh, and my life is perfect. And in this podcast, I'm going to teach you the secrets. Like, that's not really me. That's not the truth. I'm still figuring things out. So when I started presenting myself as a work in progress, I think people really started like, you know, loving the vision a little bit more.
I feel like y'all like on the professional level, we just starting out. That's,
honestly,
like 28 podcasts.
I'm just starting out. This is my third day out here.
I think y'all know how to do certain things. Like one, like because I did mine through the school. Like the fact is, like one, y'all have already started monetizing your podcast. That's something like I won't be able to do until like eventually I move out on my own. I mean, but shout out to Garnet Media Group, who has just been so helpful. Like, but I mean, like one thing, I just don't know how to edit. So like I have a podcast coordinator, Brendan Lewis, who has been great. He edits all the Garnet Media Group podcasts and things of that nature. So like there's certain things that y'all do that that I still don't know how to do. So like from a production standpoint, like my content, like I think I've gotten that down of like how to structure episode and things of that nature. But when it comes to technical things like hosting a podcast and things of that nature, like I don't even have to like post it on platforms like myself. Like somebody else does that for me. So it's a lot I gotta learn. So y'all are not as behind as you.
Oh, that's a simple fix.
I mean, I'm sure I can figure it out.
Tell him, Jonathan, tell him.
Yeah, just use Anchor.
No, I'm about to use Anchor, especially when I found out y'all was making money.
It coming in slowly.
Say that again.
What I read. I don't know what I read. I think it was for Marquise. I saw that last week. I said,
oh yeah. I made more money doing this than I made last summer working in the mural. So 2018 summer. So the money coming in.
Retweet.
Where you used to work? Meadow Lakes?
Well, I work there now, but before Meadow Lake, before me and Rashawn started doing before we started doing recreation, we did intramurals at UofSC.
Okay, cool.
And we make more referring little kids than we do referring college kids.
Yeah.
That'll blow you.
I was just about to say that. That'll blow
right.
you.
I'm telling you.
That'll really blow you.
We need to ask Jonathan Brown about his listenership, because Jonathan Brown has like 40,000 listens and like averages like 1,000 per episode.
Sheesh.
And how are you doing that? Because
that's what I want to know.
That episode that me and Juan did like a couple months ago, it was at 1K.
He told me to just send him a link of it. He just started distributing it to other people.
Okay.
Did you see his
Sean was like,
what?
Bro, Sean was like, okay. All right.
So Charles like,
You like, that's it?
I said, because we're doing that too.
That's it? That's all you doing?
That's really it.
Push this to some of my overseas connect.
No, like he had hit me up on Twitter. He like just send me a link, and I just sent him a link. And next thing you know, like I saw it, my viewers just spiked.
Okay.
This is what I'm gonna do, Jonathan. I need you to listen. I'm gonna send you our link.
Right.
I need you to send it to him.
Absolutely. Matter of fact, Lyric is going to send you her link. We're going to send you our link. Matter of fact, anybody listening that has a podcast, they're going to send you their link, and we're just gonna flourish.
Everybody eats.
The long way, the strong way.
I'm telling you.
But we have about 2 minutes left. But while we're talking about podcasting real quick, I'm probably going to begin. Link to be the next Patchwork Feminist closes tomorrow. So the application closes tomorrow, midnight. But what I did want to say is that I've met I know y'all, but I really wish I could meet the other two of you, like in person, like in the midst of this Rona. This sucks. But yeah, I mean, I live in 21 Oaks, so if you ever come to film an episode in 21 Oaks,
I'm always.
Dang, I was over there yesterday.
They basically live there too.
I basically live there.
They basically live there.
for real.
I'm over there 24/7.
Oh my gosh, let me know. I want to meet y'all in person, like for real.
I'm off Monday and Tuesday.
I'm off Monday and Tuesday.
I'm off Monday and Tuesday.
Hey, but Lyric, there's one thing I need to ask you. Like, I want to get more women on my podcast, but I don't want them just talking about like relationship things. I want them to talk about like some of the business stuff they're doing. I want people to see women doing some fly things.
Yes, sir.
On my show.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I got some people for you.
Yeah, and I have people for you. I think that's one thing that I'm really proud of. Like, and there's never been in the entire podcast, like in the whole history of the Patchwork Feminist, I've never talked about like relationships and like, you know, things like that. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, like I guess it's important. Like, I mean, it just don't come up in like my life these days.
Right. People want to hear about relationships so much.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah, like
my whole college career really has been about the bag. So it was like, I don't.
Right.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Get your money. Get your money.
Yeah. So, we could talk afterwards about this, Jonathan Brown. And we could get you some people for sure.
All right.
But thank y'all so much for coming on. I'm so glad that y'all came on. We are heading into our last hour, and we have members of UofSC 24.
Sheesh.
Uh-oh.
The youngins, the young bulls.
So we have incoming freshmen to close us out.
Wow.
But like we told everybody, this is all for charity. So we've had people give as low as $1, and we've had people give as much as $1,501.
I'm not giving that.
Can't do it.
And that's okay. And that's okay. But somewhere in between, please use the link. Y'all have been tagged. Jonathan Brown, I'm about to tag you in this thread too as one of our guests. And also, you tell your chapters to donate.
Yes, sir. Gotcha.
Yeah, brother Steve was on earlier. For
Steve
Sean.
Benjamin?
Yes, sir.
He was on earlier.
That's a good brother.
And you know what? I would love to see Zeta and Zeta Epsilon make a nice little donation, a little sprinkle.
Hey, Rashawn.
I'm gonna talk about people. We gonna talk to your people. We get right.
Yo, we was on the same platform as Don Staley today, man. We winning, okay? We up.
Look. I'm good. I'm happy for the rest of the day.
Vouch for you.
Period. But thank y'all so much. And thank you for your leadership on campus. I know like y'all don't hear that enough as black men. But y'all, thank you for your leadership on campus. If nobody ever tells you.
Okay. But when y'all hear the episode tomorrow, don't get too pissed off at me.
Oh Lord.
No.
Look, don't give him a disclaimer now. Just let him go ahead and hear
right
it.
after.
Just let him hear
Thank you for
it.
your leadership on campus.
Don't hurt
Okay.
nobody. Please.
Thank you for having
All
us.
right.
Hey, appreciate you for
Y'all
having
take
us. This
care.
was great.
Bye.
All right. God bless. Y'all be easy.
Bye. Right.
That's it, then.
Goddamn. But we're really about to be celebrities.